Good morning, sunshine. Are you ready to be energized? Is that better? Good morning, Scotland. Good morning, social media land. I hope now you can hear me because that was weird. Weird. I don't mute the mic ever. And it was muted. It was like somebody came down with a great big muty finger from the sky and went, mute. Anyway, I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted by a deathly silence, that my medication is, I've changed the time that I take my thyroxine, and I take it at night time now, but it puts me into an exceptionally deep sleep. And if it wasn't for Barry this morning, I was awake and I was getting up, but it was like I didn't know what time it was. I was like totally like, blah, 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 blah. What time is it? Ding! There we go. I'm not streaming this morning. Yes, I am. I have just slept in. But there you go. So that's cool. Okay, good. Good morning, TikTok land as well. Thank you very much for joining us. I don't think there was any problems with the TikTok mic because that's on my phone. But if people that are joining on TikTok, if you follow on this particular live, I will follow back at the end of it. And feel free to tag and follow each other while we're broadcasting. We should be on for at least 45 minutes this morning and having a bit of fun with it. So it's a simulcast, a dual broadcast of YouTube and TikTok at the same time. But if you are in TikTok and you want to come and join us on YouTube to see what the papers look like on the screen, the details are right above my head here, and a little overlay. Just all you have to do is go to the bio and click on the YouTube link. Thank you, Barry, for making sure that it was better for me. Honestly, I would have gone through that whole broadcast, and it would have been the best broadcast for you ever. Well, second best, because you wouldn't have been able to hear me, and you'd have loved that. Barry's one of the admins here, and he's very cool. Also, the best one would be no sound and no face like this. There's Barry's favourite broadcast. Right? No, because he can hear me still. There you go. Amazing. So good morning to everybody again in TikTok land, and we're just going to get started. Excusify me. Right. So we're going to start with the Daily Mail this morning. You're funny, Barry. I love you, man. You're some guy. Right, Daily Mail. We'll go through all the UK papers. For those of us in TikTok, what we do is we drink coffee, we have a little rant at the papers. Usually I've not looked at the papers, and today I have definitely not looked at them, so you're going to get a natural reaction to the headlines of the news of the UK today. And I give you my opinions of things. Sometimes they're relevant, sometimes they're a bit outlandish. But I do have Barry to keep me reeled in if I go off a crazy tangent. He's sitting there watching away about half an hour's drive away, so I'll be honest. He'll phone me, or he'll send. Actually, don't ding me today, Barry, please, because I'm using that phone for TikTok. I'll give you the number of the other one, and you can ding me on that sometime. Anyway, right, Daily Mail. Now, test and trace team will knock on your door. Okay. So our test and trace team for the coronaviruses are now going to knock on your door. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that is a bad thing. Okay, let's read the blurb at the bottom of there and comment on it, because it's probably going to be going through the whole thing. And while TikTok's doing this, just give yourself a little bit of a like, and a little bit of a tag and a follow for everybody that's in the TikTok thing. Right, Daily Mail's front page focuses on the government's dramatic bid to improve the beleaguered NHS test and trace scheme in England, after it announces 6,000 contact tracing staff would be cut by the end of August. What? What? It's the biggest defence that we've got against the virus, is telling people you've been in a hot spot. Nah, God, what a bunch of idiots. The remaining contact tracers will work alongside local public health teams in a more community-driven approach, which could see people who fail to answer phone calls from the service receive a knock at their door and told to self-isolate. That's cool. We should be doing that anyway. We should be, right, we can't get hold of them. There's a possibility they could die. Okay, so if they could die, we better go and just have a wee bit of a... Hello, this is the trace team here. We tried to phone you, but unfortunately, well, we can't get hold of you at all. So we've come round to say your life is in danger. You need to self-isolate. Okay, please take the time to self-isolate and stop spreading the virus around. It'd be very, very handy. But that is crazy. They're going to get rid of how many? 6,000 contact tracing staff. Oh man. Wow. You want to knock out the pandemic, you want to get the economy going, you want to make sure that you want to try and stop the virus from, transmitting around the place, okay? And if it does transmit, you want people just to say, hey, you need to stay indoors, you can't come out, there's a possibility you've got the virus, so go and just stop walking around, okay? So to take away 6,000 of those people is ridiculous. That's unbelievable. And Daily Telegraph has got the same, what's it called? The same headline: contact tracers to knock on doors. It also says university places held open for students contesting grades. That's really cool. I like that, because the contesting of grades is something that will be done because it was a computer. Now, incidentally, our First Minister up here in Scotland turned round and said openly and apologised for the fact that the Scottish Qualifications Board got it wrong for it all. She admitted and she apologised, publicly, which is quite an amazing thing for people to do. I find that to be something that is really, really important. A politician apologising for a failing publicly, that gives me credibility. She goes, no, we've got it wrong, we need to fix it. This is the young people and their education that we're talking about here. So, well done, Nicola. Well done, Nicola Sturgeon. Absolutely so proud of you for doing that. That's amazing. Love her or hate her, she's not perfect. No politician is perfect. But at least she can turn around and say, hey, I've done with, the government needs to keep their finger on the pulse of that, which is great. Daily Mirror, and we've got, wow, hang on, let me bring up the big papers so we can see this one here. This is a great headline. If you're in TikTok land, you're missing out on the amazing pictures that I put up on the screen on YouTube. It's up there, see up there? That's the instructions on how to get onto YouTube. Right, sack and trace failures. That's a great headline. Instead of track and traces, sack and trace. Right, so sack, track and trace failures. Labour says cancel the new 300 million contract to save lives to avoid second lockdown. Sack, track and trace failures is how the Daily Mail sums up Labour's call for private firm Serco to be axed from running the shambolic. And I never knew that it was a private company that was running that. I knew there was a private company that was developing the app for it that failed dramatically in the UK. I mean, totally failed. The time here is 7:15, my friend. Okay, there you go. But wow, that's just double wow. That's a fiasco. That is just a disgrace, to be perfectly honest. It's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, dear God. The paper's reports the party stance that the 300 million cost of renewing Serco's contract must be urgently given to local health groups in a bid to save lives. So hold on a second. They're going to take away 6,000 people's jobs who are vital in tracking and tracing the potential people having this virus, but they're going to renew the contract for the company that's failing to do it in the first place for 300 million. That has to be a conservative Tory type thing going on there. That is a ridiculous kettle of fish. That is outrageous. Thank you for the follows in TikTok land. I will follow back after this live. I am gobsmacked at that. It's just a joke. It truly is a flippin' joke to consider that, we have got a virus that has killed people. I don't care if you're a conspiracy theorist and says, oh, you're all sheep. If you don't think the way that I think, then you're blind, your eyes aren't open, you're all asleep, blah, blah, blah. Nah, shut up. People have died. Okay, I know people that have died because of this. This to me is a real thing. Okay, and to me it's like global warming, right? Okay, whether you believe in global warming or not, what's the worst that can happen if we were to take precautions in protecting the planet? We have a cleaner, greener, better, healthier planet. Okay, if we're wrong about global warming, that is all that will happen. If we're right about global warming, then we're doing our best to save it. We're being proactive. It's the kind of the same with the coronavirus. I would rather assume that it's out there and not take the risk, okay, than believe that it's a conspiracy theory, just to do it. And don't get me wrong, I like a good conspiracy theory like the rest of us. I question what happened on 9/11 every day in my head. I mean, the laws of physics to me say that two towers will not free fall into their own footprint, okay, with the way that it happened. That is only possible with a controlled demolition. But I'm not saying like who did it, why they did it, or anything like that. I'm just saying that is the question. That is the whole question. We could do a whole show on that, about the laws of physics, full stop. In fact, we might just do a bit of content about the laws of physics, but that is by the by. Anyway, I'm blown away. Why would they give a 300 million contract to the same company that's failing them in the first place, not meeting their targets, and who's going to sack 6,000 people because obviously they're Tory and they want to have more profit. Profit is more important than people's souls. That is what is more important. That's ridiculous. Yes, anyway, the Times. Drive-by jabs for winter flu to prevent double whammy. Crazy times. Oh, there's a McDonald's sues British boss over sex claims. That's going to be interesting. We will look that one up at the end. Crazy times. I'm getting co-host suggestions. Not this morning, thank you. Not this morning. There's only one or two people I will co-host with, and I don't think they're on right now. And one of them can't use his phone to do it, which is a damn shame. For some reason, Cognac, Michael Barrera, Michael Beboop, Mr. Beboop, boop, 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 can't go live with me, much to my disappointment, which is terrible. Anyway, older people spread virus like adults. Well, you know, that's probably because it's, I don't know why. I don't know why they would do that, you know. I can't, let's bring up the paper as a bigger picture so you can see it. There we go. I don't know why older people's, maybe because they're adults now, maybe? Do you think that could be what it is? Anyway, read the blurb. The Times Splash reports that the secondary school pupils can transmit coronavirus as easily as adults. Wow. According to a study by Public Health England, the scientists who studied thousands of pupils believed that tougher rules may be needed for older children who, according to one of the paper sources, are said to be the most likely to get infected and or have a silent infection, transmit the infection and get sicker. Oh my God. The Times also features the news that McDonald's is suing its British former boss, Steve Easterbrook, who it says was one of the few Britons to have made it to the highest echelons of corporate America. It doesn't say what the sex claims are. I'm interested in knowing. Maybe he was a friend of Epstein. Maybe he was pals with Ghislaine Maxwell and he took his Happy Meals to the island. Sorry, that's terrible. You know, a bit of black comedy first thing in the morning. Shouldn't be doing things like that. Right, okay. The I newspaper, scared of school poll reveals fears of parents. 2/3 of families are worried about sending their children back to the classroom next month. One of my children goes back to school tomorrow, but they're doing, in Scotland, they are doing a three-prong thing for high school. So it's year 1 and year 2 for high school on tomorrow, 3 and 4 Thursday, 4 and 5 on 5 and 6 on Friday, which is quite cool. And then they are doing half of the alphabet for the primary schools. So my son, still in primary school, doesn't go back till Thursday, but everybody from A to halfway through the alphabet goes back tomorrow. So it's quite cool. And in primary school, it's wear what you want, so you can turn around and bring back all of the clothes and wash them. So they have a clean set of clothes every day, so we don't have to worry about school uniforms every day, which is quite cool. Let's see what the blurb says about the eye. Hold on a second. I have to keep drinking coffee because I've only got one saliva gland due to a massive bout of treatment last year, radiotherapy around my throat. So I've only got one. I get dry mouth if I talk too much. You know, Barry would say, get rid of the other one, it might shut him up. Okay, the eye leads with the findings of a survey which suggests that 2/3 of family are concerned about sending their children back to the classroom when schools reopen next month after they were shut during the coronavirus pandemic. The findings come as Prime Minister Boris Johnson vowed to ensure that all pupils return to school in England when the new term starts. Now, okay, yesterday, the day before, and last week, we were talking all about sending the kids back to school and the government basing their reactions on the science. You know, Boris Johnson says that it's a fantastic thing to do. We need to send the children back to school. I'm all for that. Let's send the children back to school. Yes, we need to. It's good for the economy because parents can go out and work. Okay. However, would you send your kids into a war zone? Sometimes in countries they have to do that. They don't have a choice. Okay, but we live in an island nation of Scotland, Wales, England, and Northern Ireland. Right? We don't have a war zone other than the coronavirus out there, lurking on surfaces, lurking in the moisture of your breath. Everybody is a bullet. Everybody is a weapon. It's a silent invader. It's there, and you could pick this up. And people with weakened immune systems, like myself and other people, are more vulnerable. Older pupils, as the science is saying, could potentially bring that home. All right. So if we're following the science to send the children back to school. Yes, we are. We're doing the right thing. Yes, we are. Okay. You're not. Clearly, you're not, because the advice, well, not the advice, the science there, okay, is saying that older pupils could be a transmission of the whole thing. Good morning to you. Is that Otto? I can't read. Oti? I can't read it, but good morning to you. Anyway, I think that the Westminster regime, the Parliament down in London, need to take a step back and start eating a little bit of humble pie and stop sitting on their egotistic high horse and realise that this is a public health crisis where ego has no place whatsoever. Alright? It's absolutely vital that they consider every possible aspect. Yes, we have to consider the economy. Alright? But if you have a second wave, the economy is going to be crushed even more. So, is it not better to invest now, do the right thing now, have a better track and trace, not renew that 300 million contract, okay? Not unless they're keeping the people to phone and knock on doors. You know, it's just a fiasco. It truly is. The eyelids, right? Oh God. The Guardian. Ministers face mounting anger over A-level results. Yeah. Wow, that's a hell of a picture. What is that? Lebanese government quits after port blast. Holy crap. If you could see the picture just now, it is like there is unrest in the Lebanon. It's people with masks on. At least they're socially distancing. There seems to be at least 2 meters between the rioters, which is quite good. They're all wearing masks, which is good, so they're not going to spread the virus about the place. So they're rioting with social distancing. That's amazing. Well, maybe not. Maybe the wee girl at the front there, she's bending over a bit to pick up some stones to throw at the police. The Guardian's top story says ministers are facing mounting anger over what it calls a botched handling of English A-level results. Yes. Will they apologise for that? No, they won't. Those friggin' poor school kids and their results. You know, it's not their fault. There's a pandemic going on here. So perhaps maybe we should just help them a little bit as well here. It's everything needs to be helped. We can't spread ourselves thin. We can't just sort of like go send the mob to fix it here, send the mob to fix it there, send the mob to fix it here. We need proper and concise management of how to fix this. It needs to be done. And we need to start with public health. Whoa, there's noises outside my house this morning. Don't know if you can hear that. Maybe the Lebanese people are here. Sound like a friggin' riot. Anyway, point being, right, is there's no magic wand to fix what is going on. There is no magic wand. But we do need to do the right thing. We need to be able to sort of look at the bigger picture and say, hey, right, we failed here. What can we do to prop it up and get the right people to do the right thing at the right time? It is vital, absolutely vital. Right, the paper says the immense pressure comes as the Scottish Government apologised and promised to review the exams authority rejected at about 124,000 grade recommendations from teachers, leading to students' results being downgraded when they received them on August the 4th. So that there is the Guardian putting in their articles that the Scottish Government said, nah, that's wrong. That shouldn't have happened. We're going to fix that. Just as I said, we need to fix the right things and we need to look at it. Okay. Meanwhile, the Westminster regime, the bunch of egotistical tosspots down there, okay, are more worried about their hairdos, okay, and their ability to try and keep. Scotland needs to be independent. We can't be part of this anymore. You know, At least we've got the balls to stand up and say, there's a goddamn mistake there. It needs to be goddamn fixed. Those poor goddamn children. Does my head in. The Metro. Who's that? Daisy's new normal. Who's Daisy? How TV star got over her normal people nerves. Meh. Anti-mask mob mock shoppers. Oh boy. I'm going to read you a story again I read last week about what's it called? About I can't. It's on that phone. Damn it. I don't want to bring up Discord on my thing. We'll do it tomorrow. I'll make sure that I've got it. In fact, no, I don't think I've got it on the pictures here. I will have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look, because if I have it as an image, we can bring it up. Don't think we've got it. Hold on. Nope, it's not on this particular set of overlays. We'll find it and we'll do it tomorrow. Anti-mask mob mocks shoppers. Anti-mask mob mock shoppers is the headline for the Metro's top story, which reports that a group of activists urged customers in Morrison's supermarket in Peckham, South London, to remove their face coverings, which must be worn in shops in England, Scotland and Northern Ireland because they are so bad for you. The action was organised by Stand Up X group, which describes itself as peacefully questioning the narrative. Right. Okay. Wear a friggin' mask if you're in a built-up area like a shop, or a post office, or a bar, or a restaurant, or anything like that. If you're outside, not so much unless you're in a crowd of people, alright? But for God's sake, it's not like you're in a shop for a friggin' day. It's not like you're there 24/7, you have to wear a mask. All you're doing is protecting yourself and others. Do you not teach your kids how to cross the road? You don't just push them out into the friggin' traffic, do you? Bunch of dicks. And you're not crossing roads every day. This isn't going to be around forever. It might be here for a few years. So what is the harm in wearing a flippin' mask? Is it because you don't like to be told what to do? Then walk out into the middle of the road, you dicks. Alright? Walk out into the middle of the road, not wearing your mask, and just get knocked over, because that is what it's like, alright? And I've got a right to rant about this because my immune system is depleted. I would rather be safe than sorry than anything else, alright? For God's sake. You know, it drives me bananas. I've had enough of it. Wear the friggin' mask, or honestly, I would be slapping £10,000 fines on this. I would make it criminal. I swear to God. You know, there's a friend of mine's wife, right, who has a dilapidating, painful ailment, alright, and her immune system is ridiculously weakened. I can only say thank God we're in Scotland, where people are being a little bit more sensible. Yes, we do have our anti-mask mob mocking shoppers up here as well, alright, we really, really do. Okay, I am not going to engage with them if I ever come across them in the shops, right? However, I will say quite openly, you're a bunch of dicks, alright? You really, really are. How dare you turn round and put myself, my children and my friend's wife in potential danger? How dare you put strangers in danger because you're questioning the narrative? Oh my God. Question the narrative about the government not sorting things out and doing the right thing. That would be more valuable use of your time. A bit ranty this morning, a bit ranty. Ranty. Wear your mask. Okay, that's the bottom line. Wear your mask. Beijing strikes back against US and curbs with sanctions on senators. Amazing. This is the Financial Times. The Financial Times main story reports that Beijing has imposed sanctions on 11 American politicians and human rights figures in a retaliatory move to similar US actions against Chinese and Hong Kong officials following a controversial new security law in Hong Kong. The paper reports that the media mogul Jimmy Lai was detained by the territory's police for allegedly breaching the security law in what it calls the most high-profile arrest since the legislation was introduced in June. Yeah, their law is a bit... I've got nothing against China. Trust me, okay? I think they have questionable things going on there, but The irony of it all is that last year America was on its exceptional freedom for all high horse, criticising the Chinese hard handling of protesters in Hong Kong. But then with the Black Lives Matters activists activating their whole stuff in America, were they not a bit hard handling of the public in America in a very similar manner as well? So there is intense irony there. Okay, my phrase for this whole thing globally is, can we all just not get along? For God's sake, are we not grown-ups? Does it need to be tit for tat? Can we not just have a planet where everybody is educated, where everybody has food and shelter, where kids don't have to walk 20 miles for a bucket of dirty water? I mean, for God's sake, we should be living in a Star Trek universe where everybody's fed, clothed and educated and housed without question 100% of the time. We have enough resources on this planet. They're just managed poorly. They're managed by greed, and they're not managed by the potential of actually doing the right thing. We should all have like electric cars with zero emissions. We should have friggin' flying cars by now. I mean, really. But no, we put the technology into killing each other more than anything. Oh my God, here we go. I'm off on a rant again. I told Barry not to send me a ding. He sends me dings if I, go off on a tangent. Don't ding me, Barry. Don't ding me, please. Anyway, point being is that we're a disgrace as a race of beings upon this golden, beautiful blue globe flying around the friggin' universe. We don't deserve it. We don't deserve each other. Well, I'm sorry. There's certain people do. Okay, I'm not saying it's me, but my kids, your kids, I'm sure. But at the end of the day, shocking. Right, Daily Express. Over 55s frozen out of home loans. Wow, home loans market. Millions of retirees sabotaged by unfair rules. The Daily Express top story reports claims that millions of retired homeowners are being sabotaged by unfair rules on mortgages. The paper quotes research which suggests that 8 out of 10 of the over 55s are being frozen out of getting a traditional retirement or lifetime mortgage when they make an application. That's shocking. Shocking. The financial backbone of the ordinary person is their ability to own their own house in this country. If you're paying a mortgage, every time you pay something towards it, you're investing in something that's amazing for your future. I mean, you really, really are. But to be completely taken out of that is ridiculous. Let's have a quick break and a mouthful of coffee just now again. Hold on a second. Yeah, it's been a bit ranty this morning, so let me just say just now, welcome to TikTok land, welcome to YouTube land. TikTok people, up above my head here is a little description that tells you that we're also live on YouTube, which we are. And if you will come and join us on YouTube, you will be able to see all the papers that I'm ranting about quite clearly and understand better what I am talking about. It'll be amazing if you want to do that. And if you come and join us there, give us a little like, give us a little subscription. I'm trying to aim to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, okay, so I can get a community tab. I discovered last night there is such a thing as a community tab on YouTube where you can click and you can do stuff in it. Now, that would be so much fun to have that. So if you are in TikTok land and you come and say hi to us on the old YouTube, details up there, come and give me a little subscription there too, please. And anybody watching this back for the first time on the tube of views, please also give us a little like and a subscribe too. No, we don't want a co-host today, thank you very much, but thank you for the offer. Right, nice one. Daily Star, I think this will be the last one, and then we can go and look up what the boss of McDonald's was doing. Right. Oh, Big Bird on the Loose, Road, Hell and Emu. I love the Daily Star has some ridiculous headlines sometimes. Sometimes they're spot on, but wow. Okay. Daily Star's front page story says the RSPCA is desperately hunting for a runaway emu called Ethel. Ethel the emu, bless, who resembles a TV puppet of comedian Rod Hull. The organisation fears timid Ethel who fled home 5 days ago, could charge into traffic. And there's a picture of the emu and a picture of Rod Hull and his hand puppet emu as well. And I hate to say this, Daily Star, whoever says that they look similar is blind as a bat, because they do not look similar at all. For starters, Ethel the emu does not have blue feathery type things. Crazy. And that, my friends, is the papers. That is the papers done, and we're quite happy to have the papers done, which is good. Oh, there is, we don't want the banjos on just yet. If you were in YouTube land, TikTokers, you would be able to actually hear the banjos. Where's the friggin', that's it there. Where is the music tab? Music tab is there, bro. And over we go. Why is the music not coming? Oh, that's because I'm doing the wrong one. There we go. Music's off. Nice one. Right. So yeah, we have been on for approximately 40 minutes, which is good. We are quickly going to look up McDonald's executive sexual allegations. Let's see. McDonald. Alright, here we are. Here we go. Let's have a quick look at this in the old papyrus here. Big papers. Bring it up. No, we'll just do the little papers actually, because I can fit the full thing on that way. Good, excellent. And slide over, thank you. There we go. McDonald's sues ex-boss Easterbrook over alleged sexual relationships. Okay, McDonald's has taken a new legal action against former chief executive Steve Easterbrook. The company fired Mr. Easterbrook last year after finding he had a consensual relationship with an employee. But the firm says further investigation found British executive had 3 additional relationships with staff, about which he lied to the board about. At least he's not an Epstein. That's a good thing. At least he's not using his influence with Happy Meals and toys to influence the misconduct of young people, which is good. McDonald's is suing to recover his payoff worth $40 million. Wow. The fast food giant prohibits any kind of intimate relationship between employees in a direct or indirect reporting relationship. So if you're a boss, you cannot have shenanigans with a subordinate. That's fair enough. It's the same in quite a lot of companies, especially at the highest level. What can you do? Things like that, they kind of do happen from time to time. At least that's cool. Let's have a quick look at if there's anything in the Ghislaine Maxwell latest as well. Let's have a quick look. Anything on the Independent? Just have a quick skirt of these papers. Nothing there. The Sun's usually got the best headlines for this. The Sun, here we go. Photographs, here we go. Exclusive. Ghislaine Maxwell, let's bring this up. Ghislaine Maxwell parties with suspected rapist on Epstein's pedo island. Wow. The previously unseen photo shows Maxwell playfully wrestling with model agency boss Jean-Luc Brunel. Oh yes, he's a nasty piece of work. Now in hiding after being accused of sex attacks on young women. Brunel, 73, is also accused of recruiting underage girl for Epstein and is alleged to have given him 3 12-year-old sisters to abuse as a birthday present. Oh my God, can you imagine that? That's awful, awful, awful. Wow. I've just had somebody, let me have a quick look. I need to come across here just now because I can't read your name on TikTok land. Ash, thank you for saying that. Hey, your sleeping is amazing. Thank you very much. I don't do anything but sleep, but thank you for saying so. I do appreciate that. I'm trying to raise money. I do a sleep live on TikTok, and I'm collecting gifting on TikTok, the little tips that people give you, because I'm trying to build them up into a big bundle to cash in round about Christmas time to give to a local charity. So thank you very much for saying that. I hope, Ash, that you can come and join me on YouTube sometime. you know, come and say hi on the old tube of yous. All right, you can come and join me. There's a little link in the bio up above me. Well, you know, it's instructions up here. Come and have a little looky-loo. You can then see the papers and things. If you give us a little click on that as well, that would be amazing, because it's good fun. We've got a whole community. We have a whole community based around Radio Apocalypse. There's a couple of TikTokers here as well that know us. Michael Barrera, also known as Cognac. He's one of my co-hosts here on on YouTube as well, and we're desperately trying to go live on TikTok together, but his phone is from the dark ages. It's you need to wind it up in the morning. He doesn't have the right button to push in order to go live, and I've told him, try and update it, you know, try and update the thing. It doesn't work. But Ash, thank you so much for saying that. That's so nice of you to say so. And anybody that's following this morning as well on TikTok, I will be following back as soon as we finish the show, which is going to be in about 2 minutes. But there we go, right there, and now we can play the banjos. There's the banjos. Awesome. Right, the banjos mean that we are coming to the end of the actual morning show, which is fine. Which is really good, and we shall be back tomorrow morning at 6:30 unless I sleep in. I will set 2 alarms, and if Barry's up, I'm sure he will give us a wee tinkle. So thank you TikTok land for joining us today. Thank you YouTube land for putting up with me. And if you're watching this show back on YouTube, if you're watching this, okay, I hope your surgery went well. I really do. We're thinking of you here. The whole community's thinking of you. We know that it's a stressful time for you in Ireland with everything between the coronavirus and then having to go for surgery as well. So trust me, we are sending you positive vibes, and we're sending positive vibes to everybody out in TikTok land as well. And a big fat thank you for joining us in TikTok land, and thank you for joining me through the night as I slept. And I got an amazing amount of gifting last night, so I might make a TikTok explaining why I do the sleep things, because I want to give all that to charity at Christmas time. It would be great. But in the meantime, if you're in TikTok, follow this up here. To join us on YouTube right now, click the link in my bio, and while you're there, please subscribe. Thank you. Just do it. Just do it. We will see you all later. Time to play the outro with Cognac singing. Yes!
I hope you've been enjoying Mojax Happy's Radio Apocalypse.